Hi, welcome to episode 477 of the Corner of Knit and Tea. My name is Laura. I'm also known as Fluffy Kira on Instagram and Twitter and Blue Sky. I blog over at thecornerofknitandtea.com. That's where this episode and every episode show notes will be. I have an Etsy shop called The Corner of Knit and Tea where I sell my handspun yarns and knitting patterns. And of course, we are gearing up for a great tour de fleece, both in the Facebook group called Team CKT, Spin It to Win It, and then also on Ravelry in the Corner of Knit and Tea group. So I hope that you are doing well. It is Monday, June 3rd, and my day has been a little bit crazy. It is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I am just now sitting down to record a real short episode for you. I don't have a ton new to share, but I have a few things, so I thought I would pop in and check on you, say hello. My week is going pretty well. It is kind of an overcast, humid day here in the Midwest. I live kind of on the outskirts of the Kansas City metro area. I live on the Kansas side. And lots of fun things going on, mostly just a really busy day at work. We are gearing up for some things. A bunch of people are out on vacation, and so I just had lots and lots of things to get done this morning. And so I'm sort of wrapping up my to-do list at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm hoping I'll get through everything before the end of the day. But I think things are looking good, so I'm not feeling too bad. So let's jump right in. I am drinking some lovely green tea that is Korean that I got from a friend of mine, and I can't tell you much about it. I can tell you it is from Damyang, which I assume is a province or an area of Korea. It's probably South Korea, and that's about it because all of the packaging is in Korean. But I got it from a knitty friend who has lots of I think her son-in-law is Korean, and so he brings them lots of interesting things, and so she gave me a little bit to try. It's beautiful packaging, and it is a really light green tea. I find that some green teas can be really kind of grassy, but this is just really light and lovely, and a perfect pick-me-up mid-afternoon to kind of finish things off. And I am drinking it in my Oy Vey all day mug. I know I use this one a lot, but it seems very, very appropriate for Monday and a real Oy Vey day. So Oy Vey is, I guess it's Yiddish, which often also gets translated to like Old Jewish, Old Hebrew, or used in those contexts, and it's kind of like, ugh, not something else. So, or not that. So this is just kind of my, it's Monday day, and drinking in my mug. So, knitting wise, I pretty much only have one thing to show you because I've been working on one project pretty monogamously. I know, it's like, who am I? Technically, I have a second project going. That is, I'm working on chickens for the City Girl Farm. I worked on one for the last 2 weeks, and now I have another batch to work on for 2 weeks. They're keeping things pretty simple for me. They're mostly having me do garter stitch. So it is a little bit thick and thin hand spun that they're sending me home with. But for the most part, it is garter stitch. And so I am just still trying to ease my wrist and tendonitis kind of back into things. And I haven't been feeling too bad. So the bigger project that I have been working on is something for myself. This is the Weekday Tee designed by Amy Scher, and I am really close. I almost had something really great to show you, and not quite. I am at the row where it's time to separate for the sleeves and the body. So I have actually made really great progress. This has been maybe a little over a week and a half. I started this the holiday weekend, and so probably 10, 11 days. So really not bad considering that I have not been doing that much knitting, but this is fingering weight. It's at an easy gauge. It's not really tight because I'm doing this as a summer tea, and so things are really coming along nicely. I am using some gorgeous yarn, which is from Threadhead Designs, and actually I pasted it into my, well, let me pull it out. I pasted it into my journal last night, so now I don't have it to show you, but I can pull it out. So the label is Threadhead Designs, and it is her mini boomer, which is a 65% superwash merino and 35% bamboo viscose, or bamboo rayon. What does it say? rayon of bamboo. So it's just a really nice blend for a summer top. It's a light fingering weight because it's 1,100 yards to 8 ounces. So it is definitely a really light fingering weight, and I think it is going to be lovely. It looks like it's going to bloom when I wash it, but it also is going to be really lightweight and kind of drapey and perfect for summer. So basically the Weekday Tee is a very simple raglan tee, and you can sort of see what I'm doing here. I'm at the point where it's all kind of scrunched up on the needle, but here's the deal. This is the neck, and then these are the shoulders, and it's got these lovely details at the raglan, which is just a little bit of lace, and it's got it at all 4 raglan seams. So this is the, I think that's the front. Is that the front? Yes, this is the front and the back, and it will have a neck treatment. It just doesn't yet. And basically tonight I will pull off for the sleeves and then go back down to the body. And I expect it to kind of zip from there. I'll have quite a few inches to knit. However, it's an A-line shaping, and so it will just be pretty much straight knitting except for a few increases around. And then I will knit it as long as I would like it, and then it'll just have a couple inches to go back on the sleeves. So I'm really loving this yarn. It's kind of an oceany. It reminds me of Monet's Water Lilies because it's blues and greens, and it's blue with yellow and a little bit of green and purple, and I think it's going to be really nice. It's kind of mottled but not like highly variegated, so I don't think it's taking anything away from these sleeve details, and I think it will just be a nice cool summer tee. In terms of modifications, the only modification that I have made is that I am mostly getting stitch gauge, but I am not really getting row gauge. I think it's because this is such a light fingering weight, and in doing so, she did make some suggestions on if you needed to add some extra rows to the raglan shaping to make the raglan deep enough, and I followed those. So I did add some extra shaping kind of in the final section before you move off for the sleeves, right where she said to. She said, if you want to knit extra rows, knit them here. And so that's what I did. I knit twice as many rows as she suggested for my size, which is really not that. So it's a difference. In my size, it was 7 extra shaping rows, and what I did is I doubled that and shaped only on the right side, so I got 14 rows. So, I mean, basically, I got not even quite an extra inch out of that, but it was just enough to make me feel like I wouldn't feel like quite so tight in the armpits, which is just really not a place you want to be tight, particularly in a summer tee. So that is where I'm at right now, and so I have lots of crafting time coming up in the next week because my husband is about to leave on another sporting trip. This time he's going to go run 3 half marathons in 3 days. He's going to kind of the corner of Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming so that he can run 1 in each state. It is a sponsored like 3 race weekend. Unfortunately, I can't go with him because I don't have enough vacation time at work. And so he's going to be gone, which means I'm going to be crafting like crazy, I hope. Not hurting myself, but we'll have lots and lots and lots of free time for crafting in the next 7 days. So I hope to make lots of good progress on this for next week. And again, the only other thing I'm working on right now is the chickens for the City Girl farm for their sculptures. My plan when I finish this sweater is to go back to the blanket that I started for my niece and nephew to celebrate their 1st anniversary, which is in October. That of course is sneaking up on me, and so my hope is by another couple weeks I will be able to sit down with that again. I'm a little nervous about it because it is a slip stitch design, and so it's lots of knits and purls. And it's a blanket, which means it's just going to grow in weight. But my hope is that working on it on the couch where I can basically just sit it in my lap, hopefully that will help, and I will work through that in small increments as I can. So I do want to pick that back up. And then I actually also have another tank top that I was working on kind of before I started this one, which is the applesauce top by Noriko Chan. And so I would love to pick that one up and finish that. So that's kind of on my to-do knitting plans. But because I'm still knitting, I'm kind of knitting at most maybe an hour an evening. I'm really only kind of concentrating on one project, or the 2 too, like between the chickens and my top, because it doesn't make sense to have tons and tons of projects going. I used to be very non-monogamous, only in my knitting projects, because when I could sit and knit for 4 to 5 hours each night, as I used to pre-injury here, I would switch to different things so that I would have different tensions and different weights of yarn and different needles, and so that would keep my wrists feeling good. And my hope is that one day I will get back to that, but right now I'm just not picking up too many things, because I can only do a certain amount of knitting before my wrist does start to, before everything's, it doesn't hurt as much anymore, but I can feel that it's tired and that if I keep going, it's going to ache the next day, and I'm really trying to prevent that. So, yeah. So the second item on my list is embroidery, and I'll be honest, I really haven't done very much since we last talked. When we last talked, I was waiting for a kit to arrive, and it has, and I'm going to show it to you. And then I was working on some sunflowers, and I finished the sunflowers, so these are set now. So those are my 2 sunflowers, and I haven't decided what else I'm going to do. I think I decided that I'm not going to do the stems or the leaves. I think I'm going to build out more flowers around this, but I'm really not sure what I want to do. This is a little bit more freehand. Well, not freehand, because of course I'm using the stitch and stick paper, but this is a little bit more up to my own devices in terms of design than I have been used to, and I'm not sure that I'm quite ready for that yet. So actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip over and start a kit, because I have a couple more kits I would like to work through that I think will teach me a lot of skills that would be good for something like this, so that I could then add a variety of other flowers around it. So this is not going away for too long, but it probably will go away for a little bit. So the kit that I ordered it off of an Etsy shop, and I believe this is the name of the Etsy shop, and I was really thrilled. You know, I have no problem with minimal packaging, and particularly if you're trying to be good for the environment and not add a whole bunch of extra plastic and stuff. But at the same time, it actually is kind of a treat sometimes when you get like a really nicely packaged kit. And actually, I haven't opened this yet, so we'll open it together. But this is what came in the mail. This is the little, it's from Hoffelt and Hooper Co., and I got this on Etsy. And it just says Modern Embroidery Kit, and it's just got this really nice floral design on here. And I'm almost tempted to like try and trace over this and turn this into a design, so that actually might be something in the future. I'll probably save this box. So this is a kit that comes with fabric, hoop, and thread along with design, and so I'm really excited about it, actually. So I got a little postcard from them. This is a little thank you postcard, and it talks a little bit about Will and Sarah Slavinsky, and there is also a discount code down at the bottom for my next kit. And here is all of the colors. So this is the kit that I am making, and that's actually the colors that I ordered. So I have blue fabric, and then I have all these great colors. I'm sorry for the plastic that's kind of showing. I have all these great colors and all these great flowers. So it looks like some satin stitch, like some rose or chain stitch. It looks like a bunch of French knots. It just looks like some fun stuff, and I really was excited about that. So it looks like, ooh, this is really cute. This is really cute. I'm really liking this. So it looks like it comes pre-printed, so that's really nice. So I can just work on that embroidery. It comes with its own hoop, so I have that. Oh, and it's really, they are very creative. I really like this. So they gave me a business card, and they taped the needle to the business card so it does not get lost. And then I have a little embroidery booklet from them that I'm sure is instructions. Oh, it's really nice. Full color instructions on how to do the stitches. So, and then of course the hoop. And that just came all in my little cardboard box, and it was all just stacked right on top of each other, and it's got a little bit of gratings in there for padding and stuff. But so that was just a really, really nice presentation of a kit. I should say, I paid full price for this kit. It was a little expensive. I want to say it was $46 or $47. It has everything that I need in it. Yes, I am aware that I could probably buy all the supplies for less than that, but like I said, it has everything that I need in it, and that is a really comfortable spot for me right now. And so I am willing to pay to have, and I'll get to keep the booklet afterwards, so I can always refer back to it. And like I said, it came in this cute little box with basically everything I need except for scissors. So really, I think that's not a terrible deal, particularly when you're first starting and you don't know what you want. What I was going to say is I paid in full for the kit. I bought it on Etsy. I just happened to find it on Etsy. They have not paid me for any advertisement. I will put a link to their Etsy shop in the show notes if this is something that you think you might like to do. My hope is that I have a couple more kits that I kind of have my eye on that I think would teach me more skills. And then my hope is that I will start building my own out of the things that I already have. So out of the floss that I already have, out of the designs that I have and collected, or, you know, out of hoops that I have, fabric that I have. And I will probably still continue potentially to buy PDF patterns, much like I do for knitting patterns and crochet and some of those kinds of things. But this has been really fun kind of playing with some kits to just kind of get everything I need in one place and not have to round it up myself. So that is all the embroidery news that's fit to print. I have a very little bit of spinning news. Well, I guess not that little. I picked up a braid last week that I was interested in getting into, and I'm sure that I showed it to you. It is a Kim Dyes yarn braid. I know because Kim Dyes yarn braid, and I know we talked about it because I talked about how the fact that this was like on mixed merino because it's so dark. So this is Kim Dyes yarn, and this is an 85% Polworth, which is like merino, and 15% Tessa silk, and it's in a one-of-a-kind colorway, so I'm guessing it was probably leftover dyes that she just put in. I'm thinking about calling it raindrops and rainbows because that is kind of what it looks like to me. It is kind of dark, but it's got all these rainbow colors in here, and I finished spinning up the first bobbin, so that is what it looks like. I think it's going to look very like dark and rainbowy. It's got pinks, yellows, greens, it's got some teal, it's got a little bit of orange at the edges of the yellow, so I'm really excited about this one, and this will be in the shop when I am done with it. So my hope is that I will get the other singles finished up by Friday and then maybe ply it over the weekend, and I'll have something to show you. So I am like on my good weeks, I can spin a bump of fiber in a week. That is definitely not happening right now, but 2 weeks, I won't be sorry about that. So, and I am getting excited for Tour de Fleece. Again, we are participating in Tour de Fleece, which is the spinning event that goes along with Tour de France. The Tour de France is set to start June 29th, as is the Tour de Fleece. If you have not spoken up, there is a thread in the Ravelry group if you would like to participate there. There is a Facebook group if you would like to participate there, or you can just participate on Instagram or email. I would love it if you spin along with me. We are Team CKT, and please just let me know if you're interested in participating. There will be prizes. I actually ordered a few things this week. I pulled some fiber from my stash, and then I went ahead and ordered a few new bumps. So I will have probably about half a dozen prizes to give out during the course of the event, and I hope that you will spin along with me. So I hate to cut it short, but I really do have to get back to work today. I have to keep working so that I can pay for all the crafting fun, right? So I hope that you have a lovely week ahead, and I plan to do lots of crafting this week, so hopefully I will have lots to show you next week. If I spoke too fast this time, I'm sorry. I know I have a bunch of tasks to get back to, and also I'm just excited when I get to talk to you. I hope that you have a wonderful week ahead, and I will say, as I always do, happy knitting, happy spinning, happy sewing and embroidering, and happy sipping. I'll see you soon. Bye.